Alright then, let's get cracking. That's up. That's up. My cigarette is right here. Head up again. Got the morning ritual, you know how it is. You gotta have a cigarette at the start of the show. If you don't smoke and start the show, then it's not really good. It's not gonna be a good show, isn't it? Right? So, fucking Friday, man. Fucking Friday. 1 second, just make sure everything's all perfectly fine, and we're gonna start in just a moment. All right, let's go. What's going on, champs? Hope you guys doing well. Happy Friday, Jumma Mubarak to you guys. It is Friday, the last day of the week. If you guys got work, you just got a little bit of work left to do as well. You should be done in a few hours, and it's all happy days, and you're chilling on the weekend, man. And the weekend's here. Hope you guys having a good, have a great weekend with your friends and family. Good health, success in your future as well. Wish you nothing but good, really good things as well. So, it's always good to actually have you guys on a Friday. Just chat to you, man, as well, man. Let's do some of the shout out, the morning shout out, man. We'll get right onto that as well. We've got Gandalf here. Gandalf's always first, man. We got Cryptique here in the house. Morning to you guys. Bernard League, how you doing, my bro? Good to have you there. Gooners in the house too. Jordan, what's going on? Happy Friday to you. Valley, good to have you there. Joe Crate, David Bart, John Caboose, ciao, my friend. And 22 waiting. Yeah, that's true, man. Smash the likes, man. And we got Ning in the house as well. I mean, I saw that. I don't know if you guys actually saw on Twitter. I like BTC short. I got stopped out, man, like a motherfucker. But never mind. It is what it is. Who else we got? We got Thomas in the house. Jumbo Mubarak to you too, car. Good to have you here as well, man. Bayon 89. I'm chilling, man. Chilling's Friday. Got stopped out yesterday. Kind of sucked. It's a 1 hour loss. You know how it is. But I stayed up during fucking Asia, man. Jesus Christ. I've slept probably about 2.5 hours now as well. I'll explain to you what it is. Took a short on during Asia, about 1:30. He was looking down to break down, and I cut the. I watched it till like 6 o'clock in the morning. Hit target. I was like, yeah, go to bed, man. Fuck this stuff. Go to bed. We'll come back tomorrow. So, I'll talk about the trade itself, but let's see. What I want to do is is show you an example, because is when like one thing is like everyone wants to be a trader. Everyone wants to trade the prices. Everyone wants to make gains, whether you're long and short. Whether you're bullish or bearish, right? Like this, like the way we play here in Trader Daink's YouTube itself, and even in the Daink Country Club, we play a lot of short-term trades, a lot of day trades, a lot of scalp trades here and there, back and forth, and we play. And when the swings available, we take the swings when available. But what happened is that Bitcoin is really playing in Monday's range, isn't it? So this is playing in Monday's range. You gotta respect the fucking range in it. So today, I'm like, look, as much as I love to take out liquidity, I've been banging on it since Tuesday, really, taking out Monday's high, Monday's low, whichever it was. I kept saying, it doesn't really matter which liquidity is taken out. We're going to follow it on the upside. I do think it's going to go to the upside now, before coming back down lower. But we'll discuss this. I'm going to show you an example on Ethereum. Ethereum did something very similar to this. And what I want to say to you guys before we carry on, good to have you, Angelo. We've got a few more guys coming in, man. Kieran's in the house as well. Ed's in the house as well. Jamal Barrett to you too, my bro. We've got Minkus Maxi, did a 600-kilometer business trip around Nambia. Fucking hell, bro. How was Nambia, bro? How was Nambia? Round of applause to you, man. That's really beautiful to hear. Really, really good. Soren's in the house, man. Happy Friday to you too, my bro. So yeah, what I was saying is, when you're trading, right? The idea of trading is not just trading the price action itself, just up and down, up and down. We've got John in the house, man. The chat's going mad today. MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah for that. Irja's in the house. Bloody hell, man. We can do this all day, like this shout, but let's get cracking on this, right? But really appreciate you guys actually being on the show. Smash the likes. If you're new to the show, hit the subscribe button. We're going to keep killing it. So what I was trying to say to you guys is that when you trade, John, hello to you too as well. Oh, man, I can do this all day. So yeah, back to what I was saying. Let me drink my coffee first. GPR. Now we got another guy to say morning to you. How you doing, brother? So yeah, the alpha bit I want to give you right at the beginning of the show is that when you're trading the ranges, or whether you're trading the price action on a scalp, a swing trade, or whatever you're looking at, don't just trade the prices for the sake of trading the prices. Study the price too as well. There's an importance behind it, because the saying history repeats itself. Generally, it's the same thing when it comes to charting as well. When it comes to any trade or any sorts of a project in terms of like price action wise, history does repeat itself, right? What I mean by that is that when you see a certain movement in price action, be it on a Monday's range or weekly range or whatever it may be, or a retest and stuff like that, just like when you're looking for a retest of a bullish order block, for example, filling out fair value gaps or inefficiencies and all that kind of stuff, right, that you're playing, it repeats itself over and over again. And when it repeats itself, right, it then becomes a knack where you find a skill. You're like, okay, this is my system. I feel comfortable trading this system and I play this system. But the key point is that you're studying the price and always remembering in the back of your mind that this is going to come back again. So when you do see this again, how do you prepare yourself going forward to play this move and being prepared for the right way, okay? Let me show you this, right? Before I even go to do the dollar index and all that nonsense, right? We're just going to actually quickly do a quick education section on this. And let's just bring this up, right? Let me just get the chart up. There we go. Cool. So what we got here is Monday's range. This is. Let me remove this shit here for a second. What we got here? This is BTC's Monday's range, right? And I want you to pay attention to one thing, okay? So we got the low and we got the high. And I've been saying to you guys over and over again that price is in a range, right? And liquidity is going to be taken out. Either there's a Monday's high or Monday's low. One of them is going to happen. Kook, morning to you too. Top class country. Take a trip when you can. Oh shit, man. Drove in from South Africa and back in 12 days. Damn, boy. That's a madness there. Shit. Yeah, I swapped the title of the Good Morning Show. That is true as well. Nearly good morning. Evening, Kook. Good to have you there. TCX is in the house here. So, what I was saying is, like, you got Monday's range, right? You got Monday's low, Monday's high. And price is in a range. And as you can see, well, quite importantly, we got a deviation on Monday's mid-range. Another deviation here. All this is support. Now, I took a short around here yesterday, and my stop loss was here, right? Somewhere around there. That's where my stop loss was. I got stopped out, no problem. And you see price is broken up, come back down. And this is where I took the trade. I took the shorts from around here, somewhere around here, to play it back down into these highs there. And once I hit TP, I was like, fuck it, go to bed. I've got a show to do tomorrow morning. Evening to you, Country Club, FOCC. So, I was like, I got a show to do, fuck it, I'm going to bed. You leave it, it's all good. And then I woke up, and this is what I'm trying to say to you. So the point is, you got the deviation, and it holds a support, right? This is all key factors, and we're holding above the mid-range. As much as I'd like for it to come back down over here, as much as I'd like to, right? It may not do that. We can all agree. Now, the thing is, right, is that price has done something similar to this before. Not exactly the same, but very similar. In what way? Well, I'm going to take you back a couple of months ago when we were playing Ethereum, right? Let me bring up the Ethereum chart. This is the Ethereum chart. As you can see, right, it's not the same, but it gives us a consensus of how price was reacting, right? So what I've got here, I got Monday's low. This was back in July. This is a Monday's low, and that was a Monday's high. Now the difference on this chart to the other chart is that we did take out Monday's high, right? But as you can see, right, you can see how price is playing within the upper half of Monday's range, between the mid-range and the range high. So we were consolidating in this area for quite some time, for a very long time actually. And really at that time, we were ping-ponging it up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, until we lost this. We played back down into this consolidation right over here. That's where price actually bounced off. Let me show it to you so you guys can see. So let's just highlight from this high itself, and you can see price actually bounce off it quite perfectly and quite nicely as well. Which means, right, is that if the price is going to repeat itself in its own in its own weird way, right? Yes, we didn't have Monday's high taken out, but the price is never going to be exactly pinpoint to exactly the same details before. But you have to pay attention to how price reaction was working. We were holding. The key point was we were holding the mid-range, So we were focused between these areas here. Not focused on higher prices. We're focused between the mid-range and Monday's high. Price was playing within Monday's range for quite some time, from the 18th of July all the way to like the freaking 27th of July. Then he broke out upwards, right? And the key point from this, I want you guys to pay attention. You see this high over here? This high is a key factor. We didn't reclaim this high. The moment we reclaim this high, so you got a deviation over here, and it acts as resistance, sells off. Then over here, we come up as a deviation and we shoot up. And the fact that we're taking out these highs there, now it's a shift in market structure, right? We can already say it was already a shift in market structure the moment we take out these highs there, because it was a fast motherfucking candle there. Didn't give any retest, because normally what you see is that you got a break in market structure. You see price come back up, and you want it to come back up, hold support. Then that's when you're like, yeah, I'm long in here. Stop loss, for example, over here, hard stop there. playing it all the way there for anticipating a breakout because we had did a shift in market structure. But this, we finally got a candle that breaks above it, right? Breaks above it. Then we take out these highs over there. Once we take out these highs, we come back, retest Monday's high. That was support. That was support. And it supports off what? There was an order block, right? A consolidation, which has now become a breaker. Now it's this. You see this area here? Well, that's the area where it's now we say, okay, so as long as we don't lose this block here, we don't have a close below here, right? On a candle, we're good to go on the upside. So it turns out, once we do one more stop and do a quick stop run, stop loss over here, entry, wherever you want to be, and off we go back into these highs there. And that's when he made that July's high there, right into the top of there. And now as we see, is that July's high? Yeah, July's high. Then August took out the highs, and then we did the deviation, come back down. So using the same principle, right, on the BTC chart, we could well do the same thing. If we go up, spike up, take out Monday's high, I'm expecting price to come back down into something like this, because you can see the body of the candle is going to be capping the market. See this, the high of this candle there? That's what's pretty much capping the market. Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. Nearly enough, right? And if it comes back down, hold support, right? Reclaim this area here. Off it goes. Take the fucking long. That's your confirmation on the upside. Which means in the meantime, right, although we're anticipating this, right, doesn't mean it's going to happen, because it could well do what you fucking did. Do you remember on the ETH chart? Let me show you this, right? Let me just, before I even go back into it, where the fuck is the ETH chart? There we go. Before he even blasted off like a motherfucker, it came back off an area consolidation. You see this? The lows over here? This area here is where it came off to. Right off of there, right? So we took out the highs, we came back, swung high this, one more spike up there, took out this high there, didn't actually reclaim this high there, came crashing down, break down all the way into the mid-range, came back into this area consolidation, found support, didn't take out Monday's liquidity, and it shoots up. Which means if something like this was going to happen on BTC, I'm quite happy to do that. The same principle, just looking at what the fuck is going on. When you talk too much shit, you don't even know what the fuck you're doing. That's one of those ones today. So yeah, that's it. Let me bring up the other chart. BTC, there we go. Cool. And it's looking like a blast off there. So it's not a problem. I'm not in a trade at the moment. I took the trade for a quick little short. I wanted to make up that loss I did yesterday. I did so quite significantly. I did a really good trade. I mean, look, what I was looking at was on 10 minutes. You see this area here, this area consolidation. It was right over here. That's the area there. That was capping the market. We got this area here, lower highs. Guys in the DCC should know what I'm talking about. I entered around here. Stop loss above, I think above the highs itself, just to give me a bit of breathing space. Target off here, and that was it. It was a good 2-hour trade, to be honest, as well. So I made up the loss plus an extra hour, and that was it. So now we're reclaiming there. This high is here is acting as resistance at the moment. Now, in terms of the bullish play, actually, yeah, let's fucking do it, because you can clearly see right now. If I remove this, right, let's remove this for a second. We got a range band environment. Now the range band environment is quite simple. What we got? Let's have a look. Trying to find the highs. Well, let's do an SR level. The SR level, what you got here is this. So this high here, that's this high is capping the market. You can see it quite clearly. That's the high there. And really and truly, we got this low here, it's capping the market there. So we are stuck within these areas here, right? Between these two areas here, that's where we're stuck at. So we got this high over here, and this low over here. You can see support, deviation, resistance. This is all a deviation. Yeah, this low holds is all good, right? I was bearish. I was leaning bearish. I was looking for a breakdown, and the idea behind the breakdown was this actually. I might as well explain it to you guys. Just quite briefly. So if I just bring up the Monday's range, and I just talk about fuck off. Control Z. Where is there we go. When I was looking at it this way, right? So if you guys recall yesterday, I was talking about how we had a block that was holding, acting as resistance, and it was. Let's have a look. Let me just draw this out. Put this in black. There we go. You see this area here, and that's the area where price was getting capped. And I was saying that, and I posted. Look, I entered the short right up here, around here itself. Entered the short, and what I was looking for confirmation for me to actually, break down, right? Is this something like this? If we were to do something like come back down, break down, find resistance off this low itself, Now that's your confirmation for you to enter in, playing it back down to 25%, playing back to the consolidation on the left hand side, and then take out Monday's low. That's what I was looking for. So it came back up, right? When it came back up, I was like, oh shit, spiked up there. Didn't take out my stops out. Like, I was close by $1.50 or some shit like that. Right? I was watching this quite carefully. I was like, oh fuck. So then he came back down. I'm like, all right, I wanted to come back down underneath here. Instead, it started holding support, and I was like, you know what? If it's gonna stop me out, it's gonna stop me out. I'm quite happy with that. Stops me out off this high there. It consolidates there, and bang, it shoots up there. So when he shoots up last night, it was just weird. During Asia, on the first 15 minutes, it started shooting up, and he went up higher. So now, if I'm going to look for a plan from a scalping point of view, right? How do I scalp this quite safely and without any actually issues going forward, right? So let's just bring this up there. Let's have a look. All right, so that's up there. Cool. Now, what do we say? We said this high was a factor right here. That's the first high, and that's the low. That's the lowest cap in the market there. The mid-range comes in about, I'd say, around here, right? It does make a bit of sense to have that as a mid-range. Now, we are finding resistance, right? We got some inefficiencies here, right? Which whatever, it's not a problem there, but we are getting capped at this area of consolidation over here. Now, for me to enter a short, right, we do a stop run. You see the stop run there? I'm quite happy with this. I think it's quite looking temporarily bearish, right? But if I were to enter a short, let it come back down, find resistance off these lows here. Resistance, play it back down, target, well, I'd say target 1 will have to be here. That'll be target 1. Target 2 will be off these lows, and that's it. Keep it within this range itself. Don't overcomplicate it. Let me just delete all this. Keep it within the range. Don't overcomplicate, because when we come back up there, whether we come back down and hold above it, if we start holding above it, you know what to do. Long the shit out of it, come back into the mid-range back to range high. And that's all you're doing. You're playing it level to level. It's capped within this area here, and you're just following the range. The moment you break out of it on the upside, right? So if we, let's just delete all this stuff. So we have no mess. We know we've got Monday's high. Where's Monday's high? There we go. We know we've got Monday's high. This is Monday's high here. Now, if I want to play the confirmation trade from the breakout, right? I mean, look, really and truly, as long if we reclaim, you see this high here? This high here is capping the market. So what I could do is wait for price to do whatever he wants to do, right? Reclaim and hold above it. The moment it holds above it, I know I can take an entry targeting there as a scalp trade. And then from here, if we hold above it and take out these highs there, and pretty much I'd say, see this area here, there? That's what's, no, not that one. It's right, this low here. No, this low here. This low is capping the market. You can see it's capping the market quite carefully. You see that's resistance. We step back into it, then resistance becomes support, and then we take out these highs and that high there. And that's the trade really in terms of a scalp trade, day trade, in terms of playing it on the upside. So that's how I look to play it. But then if he comes into here and it actually finds in this starts breaking back down, you know what to do. Play it back to mid-range back to range low. And that's all you're doing. Now, if I want to be bearish, right, and we don't even take out this fucking, you know, bring this back up. Let me just remove some of this shit here. There we go. Too much bullshit here. Now, it could well not even go up to here. There's a chance. The magnetic price is at Monday's high at the moment. I can agree with that. I'm not going to disagree with that. It is what it is. Now, it could well come back down. Now, if I were to be bearish, I'm playing it back down to range low between these range itself, right? Now, we have an area consolidation right in this particular area here. Now, if price were to step back into this range, what is the range? I'd say it will be this high there to around this low here, right? If price were to step back in, right, come back down, whatever it wants to do, sets back down. I know I can play it back down to the mid range, which is about here. Oh, fuck it. You know, it is about here. From the mid range back to range low. Definitely hit targets at mid range, at the mid range on Monday's mid range, because if we come back down and start finding support on Monday's mid range, you know, you can play it back up to this area here, step back into the range bound environment that we had from this low to this high, and then we play it back and forth until it's ready. Now, on the shorting scenario, whenever the shorting scenario wants to come back, I don't fucking know. Could it be today? Could it be next week? We don't fucking know, but we'll play it out as it comes. As a shorting scenario, I've got this trend line over here. You see this trend line? We've found support once, found support twice. So if it comes back down and comes into this area, wicks into it, that's a support there. I can still be bullish to play it up, level to level into this area, and then squeeze it up, taking out these highs into Monday's high. Now, the bearish plan is literally this now. I hope you guys are following me because I'm actually quite going a little bit faster here, I believe. But the bearish plan is this, right? Let it come back down. Once it loses this area here, loses the mid-range, I want to see it lose this particular low here. You see this particular low here? That's the key factor right there. That will give me more confirmation because we've got support, deviation, support, 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 right? So this low here, from this area here, is a very key factor. We come back down, start losing this low there, bearish market structure. That's my confirmation to play the shorts back down to 25%. From the 25%, then we're looking to go to where? Back into the consolidation, similar to what we talked about in Ethereum. Then I'll say my next set of targets would be here, in this area consolidation. So price will come back down, break down, target 1, target 2. This is target 2. If we start holding in target 2 and start bullish market structure, cut the fucking rest of the trade. We may never come back into here. And then I'll be ready to blast this motherfucker back up into Monday's high. Just like Ethereum's done back in July. And I'm happy to play the same situation back up there. And I think it'd be a fucking sick trader. Hang on, this is a banging trader. If this is like exactly what it does, very, very similar. Let's look like a long position to about around here. Stop loss at Monday's low. Play this back up to Monday's high. You know, this is a banging 6R trade there. That's a fucking 6R trade. And this is what I'm trying to explain to you. By looking at previous price action of what happened. It came off a consolidation at the Monday's low because price was consolidating at Monday's low right in this area here. Fuck off. Come on, man. Stop fucking around. Yeah. Came into Monday's low. All right. So if price comes back down, retest, holds above it, I'm happy to take the fucking long back up to here. I don't really care what happens next. From after once we break out on Monday's high and Monday's low, whichever section it is, then I'll be looking at what the next scenario is. Until then, it's a fucking Friday. I believe there's gonna be some profit taking time in terms of dollar index, for example, which we'll just briefly touch and then we carry on there. So before I continue, does everyone understand? Oh, thank you, Judge. You know what? It's like when I'm in my zone. Basically, I was speaking to yesterday. I had a little meeting with my team. Shout out to Pirate and shout out to Ed. And when I'm in my zone in it, like I go off on one. Like I literally like all this is noises. Like the noises that that people. That's why I don't look at the chat. I look at the chat afterwards because I say a lot of shit. If you guys miss it, just rewind it back rewind it back and try and focus on what I'm saying because there's a lot of like in the free stuff that I give. There's a lot of alpha that I give. I'm not gonna explain it in depth, but you guys can get the gist of how this works in it because I'm always banging on Monday's range. So already off the spot, without doing anything, you guys know on a Tuesday you draw out Monday's range. From Monday's range, you have a look at where the price is. Look out for the liquidity, which is Monday's high on Monday's low, and you're just following price. Look. You gotta remember, right? Price is a story. Price is always a story. It tells you what's happening right now. Price is telling me that it's ready to fuck everyone over. There is going to be a candle on the upside or a downside. I am kind of leaning more on the upside here. I'm going to be honest with you. I am leaning on the upside, but I have plans for the downside. Just for this over here, hold into here, take a long over here, smash the motherfucker up back up there. But I need to see hold off that consolidation. Do you ever look at the IB and does it affect your trading? What's IB? What do you mean by IB? What do you mean by IB, bro? So that's that there. BDC's all done. Oh, initial balance. I do at times, right? But the thing is, I follow where the price is going. The first hour of trading for the day. So that's what I was looking at yesterday. So what happened was yesterday, I literally was just what? Oops, not yesterday. Today in the morning. What's going on, man? I mean, dopey and shit, man. See that? See the price is coming out for is rejecting now. Price, right? If I look on the 1 hour, right, where is price actually finding resistance off, right? It's really and truly finding off a resistance of a particular consolidation. Now, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's right over here. That's the consolidation where price has been reacting there. Can you see that? That's already bearish there. So, I mean, I could have held my short, but I'm like, you know what? Short-term trade playing off from these areas there, playing it back down there. I'm quite happy with that. Now, looking at this, right, you got this consolidation right here, price resistance, going back down, resistance. Now, if it, as long it holds this, because we did the breaking market structure right here, this is the breaking market structure. If we can climb back up, hold in there, I can take a long back into these areas there, play it within this range bound environment, and see if we can squeeze up to Monday's high. That's the area. Now, I'm not in any short, I'm not in any longs, I'm not in any trades at the moment. Apart from Volt, I'll speak about Volt. Volt, fucking hell, Volt did a 2x, more than 2x for me already. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Let me talk about Volt now, actually. No, let me do Ethereum. Let me do Ethereum, let me do this thingy. But you can see right now how price is reacting off this chart. It's acting as resistance, but I'm still focused within the area between the high and the mid. That's all it is. So when we had this pump up there, this is an unnatural pump up. It's not supposed to happen in fucking the first 15 minutes of the daily open. So speaking about daily open, we already know that if I were to draw the daily open, which is around here, this is where the daily open is. There we go. We are finding support off the daily open. That's daily open, right? So let me just show you guys. You can see at the bottom, midnight, right? UTC, that's holding a support. So if we come back down, right, break down, you know you can already play it off. Instead of playing the ranges, you can use the daily open, play it back down into these mid-range over here. From the mid-range, we'll see how it happens, and that's another opportunity. You know, you can put a hard stop over here, for example, to play it back down to mid-range. And then from the mid-range, do we hold above it, or do we lose a fucking trade? We don't know. We just got to see how it goes. Right, so Ethereum. Before I go into Ethereum, let me just quickly touch on dollar index. Nothing much is happening. It's within Monday's range. That's all it is. It's still within Monday's range. I would like, I'll be honest with you, I would like for price to come back up and play it back into this key level here. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. But at the same time, I can already see that we've got a bit of a trend line going on here. Let me see this. Can I use this low here? No, I can't use this low. I'll use this one over here. Yeah, you can see a trend line right here. So if the dollar index is going to be bearish, right, we want to see us lose this low over here, break down from here, and then we can take out these liquidity here, and then we see where we go down any further. That's what it's looking like. But I would like to see, me personally, just because I would like to see something doesn't mean it's going to have to happen, but I'd like to see a retest of this, at least a retest, and then from this key area we see this a retest or a deviation. We don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. But we have to follow price as it goes on. ES is looking semi-decent though, semi-decent. Where it's come down to, which is quite interesting, is come off this range, off this low here. See this particular low there? That was a range bound environment, you can see, right? That's an SR there. Support. You know, lose it, resistance. The question is this a deviation? If we hold above it, take out these highs, then we can play it back into these areas. Well, into this actually first. Into this area here. That'll be target one. Break above and hold above it. Let's go fill out the inefficiencies on the left hand side. And then we'll see what happens. How far does it go? We don't fucking know. We'll figure it out as the time comes by. So that's what it is. Touch on Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is looking fairly bullish though. It's picking up from yesterday. It's still grinding up on the upside. So we'll see how it goes. I think like, well, where we are right now is probably the mid range actually, I believe. Let me have a look. So mid range would be around here. Yeah, that's where it's capped at. Mid range makes sense. And so if we hold above the mid range, Bitcoin dominance shoots up to here. That's the next set of targets. Before we even look at any further, can we come up to the 25% range, reclaim 25% range, take out these highs here, and find support of this, and then we can start shooting up higher prices for Bitcoin dominance. We discussed that about it yesterday. Do you enter as it breaks the resistance? It depends. So we can talk about that, I think, in the DCC later on, but it does depend. Sometimes I enter in. It all comes down to lower time frame. So I have to look at the market structure. There's a video. I believe you. I think there's a video on the DCC and the live streams about market structure itself. Do check it out if you haven't checked it out yet. So what I do like to see. So let's say, for example, right, for quick example on this. Yeah. So I'm still in that swing trade. I haven't cut that short swing trade. I'm still in there. What the fuck is it? Let's go to Ethereum, right? Let's do the BTC one. All right, the BTC one. I think we can find some clear signs on this. Where the fuck is it? There we go. Too much charts here, innit? Yeah, drop in DCC. We'll talk about in the DCC definitely, because this is like it will be an explanation, but it would take a little bit longer than the show is. We're already half an hour in, and I do want to squeeze in a few more things as well, because I got to squeeze in Ethereum and my good man Volt. Shout out to Volt as well, man. Volt, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. When I bought into Volt, I just left it in the MetaMask. I completely forgot about it, to be honest. I ain't gonna lie to you. But when the market was shitting its the bed as well with the whole FTX situation, I was moving money from like exchanges and whatnot, and like Like I had money on a ledge already, but then I had to shift as much as I can from sexes, and I forgot about MetaMask as well. But MetaMask is quite safe. It's not a problem anyway. But I bought some Volt, and Volt I did over 2x on that, so that's not a bad trade. So that's the thing is with these meme coins, right? They don't really run exactly the same as they don't really run with like how BTC and Ethereum does. It has its own fucking mind. Is that legit though? Is there really an FTX tape? I saw that all over thingy, all over the fucking Twitter, and I don't know if that's true or not. Because nowadays, right, you don't know if it's true. I mean, I got 15 likes. Come on, man, smash the motherfucking likes, bro. Are we being a bit of a conjuice over here? So yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? Ethereum. Let's go to Ethereum. Let's do the plans for Ethereum and let's see what the deal is. Now, Ethereum is very different to Bitcoin. Ethereum, right, is at fucking underneath the mid range. It's finding resistance at mid range. Let me just drag that off. I do want to have a look at Bitcoin at the time when so what I was showing is this chart over here. So what day was it? Let's bring this up. The 18th of July. Let me have a look at Bitcoin on that for a second. 18th of July. Let's have a look where 18th of July is. November. We don't need November. That's the 1 hour. Let's go on the 2 hours. Kind of speed up this. 18th of July. Where the fuck's 18th of July? I just want to see how the range was as well. How did that actually play out exactly the same? Oh, it's yeah, it's fucking the same bullshit really. So 18th of July, that's the low over here. Same thing. 18th of July that's the low, and the high was when the new day. Yeah, it's pretty much, you see, Ethereum and BTC was respecting one another in terms of the same thing as a deviation resistance, and that same price action is exactly how it looks like oh, fucking hell, man. This same price action looks exactly like what we are facing right now. Actually, I'm gonna lie to you. Let me bring this up. So this is the range band environment, the Monday's low, so you guys can see it. So what we got, Monday's low. Let me just bring this on the 1 hour. I'm gonna overlap this just a moment there. September, there we go, that's it. Look at this, right? Just focus on this. Monday's low, Monday's high, deviation, support. We held this low, and what happened? We shot up back to Monday's high, then we came back up, and then bullish price action, then we came back in before we fucking stopped messing about and whatnot. Okay, this is with the 18th of July, but BTC and Ethereum were respecting one another, and it was looking exactly the same. We all just paid to not have to watch the tape. guy. So yeah, deviation, support at the mid range. What is Bitcoin doing exactly? There we go. Where's Bitcoin? Let's bring up Bitcoin where we are. Same situation. Very, very similar. Not as volatile, but it looks very similar. Look, deviation, support, same thing. This is November. This is where we are right now, and the price action back then. Let me bring up the other fucking chart. But deviation. Fuck off, man. Yeah. Deviation, support. But the thing is, you see how these candles, like each hourly candle was just up candles, and we just blasted off. Find support off this. Find support, take out these highs over there. And then once we come back underneath, that's the deviation, finds resistance, and that's your shorting opportunity off this consolidation. Oh, that's fucking mad. This is actually a beautiful explanation right here. So you can see how price actually was respecting this. So let me just draw this out. See how, why is he not respecting what I want to do? See this consolidation there? The last up candle send the market down, come back down, resistance, 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 sells off, comes into Monday's high. That's a trade from here, stop loss above there, playing it back to Monday's high. And then obviously we bounce back up, and you can still play it ping pong this from here, from the highs over here, back into this order block over here. And then once it comes back down, it plays it within there. What happens afterwards? I think it shoots up. Oh, then yeah, it comes back into Monday's range, into this consolidation there. Fucking hell, that's what happened. Could he do the same thing? Let me just change the color. I like red. See this area consolidation, and we do take out Monday's low on BTC. Comes back there, takes out Monday's low, shoots back up, finds support, bang, off it goes. Quick going to Monday's high. Once we came back out, take out these highs over there, comes a retest, shoots up, takes that liquidity there, takes that liquidity there, right over here. So that's how it could well do the same thing. I'm not gonna say no, but we have to play it level to level. You know, level to level, keep it nice and simple, and don't overcomplicate the situation there. Now, but Ethereum shows very different, because with back then, Ethereum was, oh fuck, where's the fucking chart, man? No. So yeah, let's bring this chart up here. Monday's range, there we go. Ethereum is below Monday's range. We are finding support off October's low. See this black line over here, this bottom black line there, that's October's low. Let me show you guys. Do on 4 hours. Well, I've got a range bound environment here. I've got Monday's low. So October's low and October's high. Resistance, shank down, deviation, support, support. So he is looking bullish. If you want us to take a swing trade, where are you wrong? You're completely wrong here. That's where you're completely wrong. You can take a swing trade, playing it back to 25% of range and go to the mid range here. Fill out all this inefficiency right here. Then we'll see what happens. We reclaim. Then the next set of targets is 75 and the monthly open. For the monthly open, we'll see what happens. Do we come back up and take out October's high? We are stuck within this range here. So that's the key thing. So there is support right here. I'm not going to deny that. But looking at Monday's range, I just want to see some liquidity taking. That's what it is. That's all I'm focusing. There's a difference. There are traders out there looking for more of a swing position, which is perfectly fine. I'm not going to disagree with them. And he's right. There is bullishness. I think there's more bullishness in Ethereum than there is in Thingy, in Bitcoin, in terms of where the key support is. Because Ethereum's at October's low, Bitcoin lost October's low. So that's the difference there. So just focusing on a swing trade position, right? Yes, you are absolutely right. You can enter in right now. Let's do a long position right here. I will do a long position right there. I'll have to put my stop loss about here, right? And then I'll go into the mid range. The mid range is you're looking at a 1.4 hour move, going to November's open. There's a retest. That's 2.41. And if we take out Monday's October's high, you're looking at a 3-hour trade. It's not a bad trade for a swing trade. For a swing trade, it's absolutely very fine. I'm never gonna say no to that. I'm not gonna say no to it. But the way I'm looking at it, please do not confuse me just because I'm shorting I'm looking for shorts, right? Doesn't mean that I'm looking for shorts to like 1K, $750 or $400. I'm not looking for that. I'm playing within a different type of style that other traders might be looking at. Some traders may be looking at the bigger picture, which is absolutely fine. We'll do a weekend outlook on Sunday. I'll be at Trader ND's yard anyway, so like I'll do it from there. I'll do it over there. We'll do a weekend thing in the weekly outlook as well. But I'm looking at specifically, and I'm saying this again, specifically looking at Monday's range. That's what I'm focused on. Because I'm focused on Monday's range, it's a smaller. We're looking at lower time frames, smaller trades, very quick in and out. When you're looking for a bigger picture, you're looking at the 4 hours and you're zooming out. Things look different. You can agree that this is support. I'm not saying to you guys, let's take out this liquidity here. I have never said that. I've not said take out these liquidities here. I said if we come back down here yesterday, find resistance, then yeah, then we can take out liquidity here. But while I'm focusing on this range here, I'm just focusing on this range here. Nothing else. Do not confuse that. Do not think that I'm actually, a counter trading like person X or person Y. That's not the fucking truth. Because you know what it is? I'm literally just playing what the market's telling me. That's what it is. I took a stop loss. I took a loss yesterday. It is what it is. And I just move on. I ain't going to be fucking upset and moan about the shit out of it. But we'll see what happens. Let's look at the fucking Ethereum trader. That's my little rant over there. So Ethereum is actually playing within Monday. I think in Monday's below Monday's mid range. We are finding resistance off this particular block over here. You see this up candle here? That's where we're finding resistance. You can clearly see it. Resistance, resistance, coming out as resistance. yes, we are showing higher price, higher lows. We are showing that. Now, if I want to be bullish, how do I be bullish? With confirmation, difference, confirmation. I want it to come back up, take out these highs there, hold support. This is my long here. Play it back to 25% of range, and then I can play back to Monday's high. That's the trade there. That's Monday's range. I'm not looking for, yeah, let's go to $1,500 or whatever. I'm looking at Monday's range. It's a day trade. It's a different style, right? That's number one. Number two, if I'm looking for more of a bearish play, well, let's have a look here, all right? I've got too much lines here. I don't like this fucking line business going on. Let me just remove some of this shit here, okay? Keep it nice and clean. Give me a second, guys. That's Monday's low. That's Monday's high. Okay, and then we got mid-range. 75% of the range and 25% of the range. Okay, let's just remove all this shit and let's keep it nice and clean. Okay, let's change the color, make it black, and then we'll see what the deal is. Okay, so cool. We are playing within a range band environment between this low here and this high here. That's what I'm looking at. Can you see it? It's really, really simple that you can see where the price is getting capped. You see this, that particular low here is acting as support, support, support. That high, right, is acting as resistance. Bit of a deviation there, and then it's acting as resistance there. So we can say that if you want to do a quick, like a little scalp trade there, similar to BTC, we can play that. It's not a big deal. Where's the mid-range? Mid-range probably comes around, a little bit lower, probably around here. That's where the mid-range is. So then I can say, let me delete this, right? Yeah, I can say that price, right, it's come back up there. It's at the range high there. So I'm not going to do anything there. So if it comes back up, comes to the mid-range, breaks down, I can take a short back down over here, right? As long as this high holds, right, I can take a short back down to the mid-range. If he does something like that, it's all good. And then from the mid-range, see how he reacts. Play it back down to 25% and play it back down to range low. That's it. Simple as that. Because why? We are bouncing off this particular area here. You see how price is. Let me change the color so then you guys can see where price is reacting. Can you see that? This block over here, this last down candle here, is acting as support. It's acting support. So if he comes into here, I'll front run it. I probably won't even go here. I'll front run it here as another target there, and that's a shorting opportunity back down to here. And if we hold above it, play it back to 25% into the mid range, reclaim the mid range, then we can play it back into this high over here. And that's what I'm doing, bouncing it, ping pong the motherfucker up for however long it wants to do. And that's the trade. That's really is the trade between Bitcoin as a scalp trade, day trades within this fucking range. There's nothing more to it. Now, like I said to you, if we break above and hold above it, you know, off this Daink candle, 25%, and then range high. That's it. That's as simple as that. You're just following the prices there. Any questions? Cool. Right. Now, give me a second, guys. One second there. Let's go check something there. One moment there. All right, now. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna talk about Volt, right? Volt Inu. Shout out to Volt Inu. They're the sponsors of the YouTube itself. You know, big love to these guys. The last time we talked about them, they had about 108,000 followers. They've now increased to 115. So they are showing they're getting traction there on you know, in terms of actually being of awareness there. And so the thing is, right, it just is not stopping there. So they're continuing to grow, right? So they just got interviewed by Nasdaq. And it's been aired on I believe it's been aired or is going to be aired on international TV this month, sometime this month. I'll find out for you guys there. And also they have like the Volti change, the deflationary DEX is coming out within the next, I think the next week itself is coming out. And there's a lot of tier one listings it's entering into. Sorry, there's a lot of tier one exchanges which they're going to be entering into as well. So these guys are continuing to grow. They haven't changed whatsoever. They're just building within the bear market as well. And the price speaks for itself. I mean, I just want to touch base onto, let's go CoinMarketCap and see where they're sitting at. Because the last time we were talking about them, they had about 60 million thingy. The market cap was at 60 million, right? And they're still growing. If I type in Volt, come on, man, what's going on? There we go. Volt. There we go. Volt new version 2. Right? Still pumping up, man. They're up like 20% of the day, man. And look at this. Fucking hell. These guys are killing it hard. Market cap's 131. They doubled. I think that's fully diluted. Sorry, the market cap's 105 over here, according to this. Dex is a bit different, though. Dex is showing me a bit more high than that, right? But the volume is increasing. 5 million in terms of volume. And they're just killing it. In terms of the trade itself, right? This is where it's been a bit special for me. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm up like fucking 2.5x, man. Since I entered in. And then we discussed this. Let me just bring up the fucking... Let's bring this up. And as you can see, right, this is Volt. It's been a banging of a trade there, and it's killing it. So let me get my tools, white color. And what I said to you before, previously, was this, okay? So the price action, where price was getting capped, between this high there and this low here, right? That's where the price was. Ooh, did I say that? No, that's fuck this. It's this low here. So this low here was acting as support because we got a deviation of here, and it's acting as resistance was here. As a range band environment, that's where it's coming out, right? So when I entered in, right, I entered in like towards the end of October, right? So around here. So I entered in my trades around here. I said I was gonna come back in, and look, invalidation will have to be here, right? Because if we come back down and starts breaking down, then we're looking to go a lot more lower. But in fact, it's actually showing a lot of strength. Broken market structure over here on the upside. Shoot up to target 1. That's all done. Taking out these highs over here, and of course you're gonna have a bit of reaction. There's gonna be some profit taken, and what happened is it's come back down, and then this range bound environment, this high here, holds the support, and we blasted the motherfucker back up. And the interesting thing about this, right, is this. Let me show you. Let me do that. Let me bring this back up. At least I've got these highs there, so you guys can see. Now the interesting thing here, it's come back into this area here, right into this area. Now we are so close to all-time high, right? Now, if we come back up and hold above it, shows bullish market structure, we can take out this all-time high there. From there, I don't know what happens there. It's a whole different story. We'll have to work it out there. We'll have to do another separate range. I mean, I'll do it now, actually. Fuck it, let's do it now. So we've got this high here, and let's make it this low there. And we're above the mid-range. So using this range band environment itself, from using the highs and the lows, I mean, I'm quite happy for price to come back down, hold above it, play it back up to 75% range, which is 0.2561. I'm getting blind there, fucking out. Reclaim it, hold above it, take out the fucking all-time high, and then from there we'll see what happens. Now the next thing is, it's going to be quite interesting now, okay? This is the interesting bit, is if I actually do this, I do 1.25, 1.5, 1.75, and 2. I'm going to do the plan right now, just in case it does this before the next time I talk about it, okay? Now, we know this is the all-time high, okay? So this is the low, that's the 25, and that's the mid-range, that's the 75, and that's the range high, okay? So if price comes into these areas here, reclaims and holds this high there, this is another entry playing back to 25, and then that's the mid-range. From the mid-range, we'll see how we react. Do we actually hold above it? If we break down, you know, you can actually cut the trade and then play it back down into here. Just wait for here and see how we find support. Can play back up, or do we continue? Come on, man, remove. Or do we continue to hold above it, play the next set of targets there, 75 and range high, and that's very, very possible. Then from there we'll see what happens. This is the plan for Volt and what I have in place as well. I haven't sold any of my Volt yet. I was gonna take some profits the other day, but the way it's actually going, when I did this range itself, I'm like, well, hang on a second, it's actually going into the mid range. Let me see how the mid range reacts, and clearly we can see from the mid range we've actually broken above it here, clean smash above it, and it's showing volatility going on the upside, and it's really, really, really strong. So going on to this, I mean, if I were to bring it back down, what's the fucking markup on that? According to this markup, what the fuck is it? I can't even see. Am I that blind? Total liquidity is 1.2 million. Volume is 500,000 there. Transactions 30k. Diluted market cap is 11 million. So 11 huh? Am I losing the fucking plot? I probably am. I do know it's over 100 million. I do know that the market cap's over 100 million. That's what I like. I am. I'm quite very certain about that. We've seen it on coin market cap. So that's really Volt there. I mean, they're fucking still doing it. That's not right. That's WCI. That's no wonder I'm fucking looking at the wrong fucking coin. Go. Fuck WCI. I'm looking at Volt. There we go. Total, I think total liquidity is 4.4 million. That's it. Market cap's 144 million. 144 million, and it's still continuing to grow. I mean, as a meme token. I mean, I do love the memes. Memes are fucking mad. I made some of my craziest gains in memes back in March to April, May time as well. I mean, I turned from something like a 1 ETH to like 50, 60 ETH as well, and more, to be honest. So, if as long BTC and Ethereum is bullish, I'm still gonna keep on holding my Vault tokens as well and keep on actually growing there. I'm quite very very pleased about the gains I've got. I mean, from where I've entered in. I mean, if you guys entered in with me at the time when I actually was talking about this about a month ago, really, you've now up 2.5x. 2.5x is just right off a meme token, just holding on the MetaMask and letting that do its thing. Obviously, you can actually trade it on different Zexes as well, but I've got it on MetaMask as well, so I'm quite happy with this. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna keep an eye very very closely to Volt over the next coming weeks as well. Obviously, I'm looking at BTC and Ethereum, and we'll go from there. We'll see how the rest of the market does. But that's it from me, actually. Any questions before actually, head out? Because it has been into 51 minutes as well. That's not bad timing. I'm getting nice and tight with the timing now. Before, what happened was I'll be just blaggering on like fucking no tomorrow. So now I have more time to spend in the DCCs than I have like ever, because I remember I was doing fucking an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes. Sometimes it goes for 2 hours. These sessions go on. I used to do some scalps here and there on the 15 seconds. We can do some in the future as well. But yeah, not. Let's close this. But yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of all the sections of trading in terms of BTC and Ethereum. Leaning on some on bullishness, right? On the bigger picture. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? But at the same time, we also gotta pay attention to what the market is doing as well. So like, yeah, macro is showing the macro bigger picture, right? And I'm using October's range. I think Ethereum's the clearest one. Definitely is the clearest one, which is showing that boycott the World Cup. Why? What if BTC dumps it from here? The mid range, yeah, the last time dumped also from the mid range. Wrapped ETH, I believe it's down as well. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but I'm looking at Volt, and then I'm gonna take it out as USDT. When I'm selling my like when I'm selling all these tokens, I always sell into USDT. I don't really sell into wrapped ETH or anything like that. Right, cool. Cool day. And I wish you all you guys have a great and amazing weekend. Thank you so much for actually being on the show. I have nothing but love for you guys. It's been a real pleasure spending time and every single day with you guys. Smash the likes, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Take care, guys. Have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.